Morning. Today I plan on getting range anxiety for the first time since I've had my car, which has been 4 months, a little over 4 months. The first week I had a little bit of range anxiety. Since then, no. But today I'm going from Paragould, my home, to Pocahontas, Arkansas. Now, according to the trip planner in PlugShare, it's 37.1 miles, which is 74.2 round trip. Now, my car has a little more battery degradation than most do with 30,000 miles, most of the 2015 Spark EVs. But I've said for quite a while now, since I've had it, that it'll go 75 non-winter miles. 75 miles, pretty easy in non-winter. Now that I'm going 74.2, I'm second guessing myself. Will it really go 75 miles? I don't know. So here's what I'm planning on doing. Look at this map here. Most people, including me, would go to Pocahontas by taking 412 west. 412 west to Walnut Ridge and get 67 north. Now that way and the way I'm going through Oak Grove Heights and Delaplane, there's only about a 1 or 2 mile difference. I think the way I'm going, I can't remember if it's 1 or 2 miles shorter or longer. But going 412 to 67, part of the speed limit is 65, but most it's 55. But the trouble is, it's a 2-lane highway most of the way. It'd be hard to go 30, 35 miles an hour without causing other people problems. It's just too much traffic. Going the way I'm going through Oak Grove and Delaplane, I'm hoping that I can go slower until I'm confident that I'll make it home. I'll continually watch my GPS, and once I feel confident I can make it home, then I will speed up to regular speed. And I really think I can make it driving the speed limit of 55. I think there's a 75% chance I'd make it. But make that 80%. But still, it's just too risky. So if I had money on it and I was going to gamble, how many miles would be on my guesstimator when I got home if I drove the speed limit 55? My answer would be 4 miles. That's what I would guess that I would have when I got back. But that's a little bit too risky because there's nowhere to charge. If you notice up here in Pocahontas, you'll see a charging station. But that's at a hotel and you cannot charge there unless you're a guest. But there's nowhere to charge except in Walnut Ridge I have an aunt. So when I get to Pocahontas going this way, I'll look at my guessometer and I'll decide if I need to swing by Walnut Ridge and plug up at my aunt's house or come home. Now I wouldn't mind seeing her, so I wouldn't mind going by. But I want to see if I can make it without doing so. Besides, she has a 110, it's a 110 outlet in her carport, of course. And I have no idea what is on that plug. So I'd be scared to do a 12 amp for I'd throw her a breaker, which is no big deal, and just go in there and flip it back. But still, it might make her feel kind of weird and uneasy. So I'd have to do 8 amps, which means I'd only get about 4 miles for every hour it's plugged up. At most, probably 3 miles for every hour it's plugged up. But it is an option. I'm taking my charger with me. It is an option to swing by Walnut Ridge. So this ought to be interesting. Here we go. 75 miles on the guessometer.
Turn left on South 7th Street.
75 miles on the guessometer. It says we have 38.3 miles to go. So the GPS does. So that means 76.6 to get home. Dang, there's a car behind me. I was wanting to go about 10 miles an hour on this road instead of the posted 25. Oh well.
After 0.9 miles, turn left on West Kings Highway.
Nope, not doing it. I forgot to have this stupid GPS to route me through Oak Grove, so it's going to try to make me go through Walnut Ridge, and I forgot to set a waypoint, so it's going to holler at me to keep turning around here in a little bit. This GPS will not abide by me going this way. It keeps wanting me to turn down every street, then do U-turns. It doesn't like me going this way.
Turn left, Unity Road.
I thought by now it would have given up and just routed me through Oak Grove.
Make a U-turn.
Since it's not, I hope this is the right way. I don't have enough fuel cells to go the wrong way and have to turn around. I'd have to just go home.
After 0.3 miles, make a U-turn. Make a U-turn.
After 0.3 miles, you can kiss my butt. I'm going straight.
Make a U-turn.
Shut up. I guess I should have just gone the way I knew for sure. I'm going the right way now because the sign said Delaplane this way. But I've driven 8.8 miles and it says 35.5 left to go. And I'm thinking, what was it, 37 or 38 to begin with? So, I don't know. But I thought for sure this was the right way. There might have been a shorter way to get to Delaplane. I don't know. But anyway, hopefully that won't bite me in the butt. But I did slow down to 30 miles an hour. And that's why I took this road rather than the busy one. Because there's no traffic at all. So I've put 9 miles on the car. I'm out 9 miles from home and I've got 68 miles to go. I started with 75. My average miles per kilowatt hour at the moment is 5.8. I can tell I'm going uphill now. It's been quite an incline. You know, so I think that my miles and my map is just off by a little bit. Because surely I went the wrong way, which I think cost me about 3 or 4 miles. But because I'm only going 30 miles an hour, I'm still averaging 5.8 miles per kilowatt hour. 67 miles to go on the guessometer. Let's see what we got. 33.6 miles to my destination. So we'll call it 34. So that's 33 miles. Like I knew from the beginning, close, very close. And like I said, I can always swing by my aunt's house and plug in if she has an outdoor outlet. What if she don't? That'd be funny. 6.2 miles per kilowatt hour. Again, going 30 miles an hour. Driven 13 miles, 6.2 miles per kilowatt hour. 67 miles left on the guessometer. So I've burned 8 miles of energy in 13 miles, 31 miles to go. So if that holds true, it'll be 36 miles on the guessometer when I start heading home. Not one car has came up behind me on this road. I thought the highway from Piggott to Rector was a slow one. Man, there's nothing on this road. I haven't been down this highway in a long time. Not past Scatter Creek. Scatter Creek a few miles back is what people around here go shoot at. It's a state park and have a gun range. So it's a place you can go shoot for free. Can't go on weekends, too crowded. Well, we just passed Frog Lick Creek. And we got 6.8 miles per kilowatt hour after 15 miles of driving, 69 miles left on the guessometer, 29 miles to go to my destination. So if that holds true, I have 40 miles to get back home on. I don't know I could have made this driving the speed limit, especially since I may have screwed up. Either I screwed up or PlugShare had the wrong miles, and I bet you I went out of the way 3 or 4 miles. But man, this car does pretty darn good if you want to drive like a horse and buggy, you know, just a few miles an hour. So this is how the Amish live. This kind of speed. Yeah, I know. I mean, I know much about horses, but I know they don't go this fast. And I've driven as low as 24 miles an hour. I drove from Piggott to Pocahontas 24 miles an hour twice. If you want to see that video, just go to my channel, Jay McFink, and look for the hypermiling video. It was pretty interesting. 6.9 miles per kilowatt hour. It's going to get to 7. It's going to get to 7, no doubt about it. I think. I just went from 69 to 70 miles on the guessometer. Wow, I didn't think that would happen, and I'm at 7 miles per kilowatt hour. 16 miles into it, I've only burned 5 miles of energy. 28 miles to go, 28.2. So 42 miles. I'm going to make it. Of course, most people wouldn't want to drive like this. Like one of my Facebook homies said. He said, "Hey, you moron." He said, "Is it really worth going through all this trouble just to save $7 to $8? Because it would cost $7 to $8 to take my wife's ICE SUV on this trip." He said, "Hey, you goofball idiot, is it worth saving $7 to $8 to do this, considering you may have to drive real slow?" Now, he didn't quite use those adjectives, but that's what he was thinking. Ain't that right, Ronnie? He's an officer. Hope he don't see me. He may give me a ticket for driving too slow. But anyway, I told him, I said, "Hey, it's the adventure. The adventure of seeing if I can do it. Seeing if I can do it just for the hell of it. Why not?" And it is kind of fun. It is kind of interesting. I've driven 19 miles. I'm guessing I've been on this road probably 13 of those 19. I've had one car come up behind me, but I see two more, and here's a good spot to pull over. One probably a half a mile behind me, the other one probably a half a mile behind him. So I'm gonna pull over right here to the left. And I'm just gonna let both these cars go by. I'm not so much of a jackass. I'm going to make them, even though they could easily pass me. Look how open this road is. But still, and plus it's kind of dangerous to be going 24 with a car coming up behind you in a 55 zone. One more car coming, then we'll get going. Did I just say it was dangerous when you're doing 24 and cars coming up behind you doing 55? I'm not doing 24, if that's what I said. I'm doing 30. But 24, in case anybody wants to know, 24 is the lowest speed you can go in the Chevy Spark EV and have the cruise control on. By the way, I'm now up to 71 miles on the guessometer. I added another mile. 19.6 miles into it, 7.4 miles per kilowatt hour, 24.7 miles to go. So 25, so 46 miles if I keep this pace, you know, to get back home. I just lost a bar, by the way. 19.8 miles into it, and I finally lost my first bar on the dash. So, let's see what, while we're talking, let's see what the app says the battery status is. 80%, so I've burned 20% of the battery. 2.7 kilowatt hours I've burned. So right now I've spent, let's round off to 3 kilowatt hours. 19 and a half. I've spent about 19 cents to go 20 miles so far. Okay, 21 miles to go, 7.5 miles per kilowatt hour, and 70 miles left on the guessometer. So I've burned 5 miles of energy in almost about 24 miles. Bottom line is, right now I would have 49 miles when I got there to get back home, which should be about 34 miles. So I'm going to speed up. There's no need to go 30 any longer, unless I just wanted to see what my miles per kilowatt hour would be when I got there. And I don't think it would improve much. I think it'd be about 7.5. So I'm about to speed up. I'm going to speed up to the speed limit. 55 miles an hour. Drive like a demon. Doing 55. Woo! And look at this. Speed limit 45. Okay. Okay, back down. Man. 45 sure feels fast. I'm kind of scared. Delaplane! Population 127. Okay, I should have just stayed at 30. There's the speed limit 35. Okay, that's fine. Good gracious, this road is rough. Man. No wonder nobody takes this highway. Pretty rough road. miles to go on the gasometer. I'm already down to 7.1 miles per kilowatt hour, going 55. And let's see how many miles to go. 17.9, so 18 miles to go. So 48 miles will be left on the gasometer when I get there, but that's not going to happen. I'm gonna have to slow back down. I just slowed down to 45 because according to my original map, whatever you want to call it, you know, my original route, I should be about 1.5 to 2 miles from my destination. Instead, I'm 9 miles from it. So I overshot somehow by about 7 miles. The bottom line is, I've driven 35.4 miles. I got 55 miles left on the gasometer and 8.7 miles to go to my destination. So I'd still have about 47 miles left when I get there. But I slowed down anyway because this road's kind of rough. So it's just a little bit easier to drive on. And I'm not in a hurry. So why not just to keep a little more electrons in my battery. Like I said earlier, that I forgot to punch into the GPS. Whoa! I forgot to punch into the GPS that I wanted to go through Oak Grove. You know, so I had to kind of I knew how to get to Oak Grove, but perhaps you didn't exactly go through it on the route that PlugShare wanted me to go in. Maybe it was just sort of around it, I don't know. But anyway, it's not a big deal. I'm going to make it home. I just hate to waste that time. You know, I should have probably already been there. Yeah, we're about half a mile from 67. And I know I went the wrong way because it's been many years since I've taken this route, but I know I should have came out. 67 should have been where Black River Community College is. Like right around here to your right should be Black River Community College. So going home, I'm just going to turn down that road. I don't know. What if I go the wrong way? I don't have any energy to mess with it. I don't know what I'm going to do as far as getting home. We'll see. I will make it, but I'm not sure which route I'm going to take. May just go through Walnut Ridge. I know how to go that way. But anyway, Black River is not around here. Where I'm an alumni, of course. I graduated there in 2008 with my associate's degree. Right up here, this red light, I'm almost certain where I came out when I took this highway years and years ago. And you can't see it, but right there to the right is the Imperial Dinner Theater. One of the greatest things in this whole area. It's community theater. Nobody gets paid, but they do a phenomenal job for amateur theater. I go to see all. It's a great place to go. If you're in Pocahontas or Northeast Arkansas, if there's reopened, you know, they flooded. I'm not sure if they've reopened. But anyway, great way to spend an evening. And you get dinner and a show for somewhere in the neighborhood of $45 a person. The food is never horrible. Sometimes it's just meh, and sometimes it's excellent. But the plays are always good. They're always good. All right, let's see. Here we are. Turn it off. 6.9 miles per kilowatt hour. And how many miles did I say I had to go? 49 miles to go. You know, I said I graduated in 2008. I actually graduated in December of 2007. But then I won this right here. I won a 2008 Cobalt, Chevy Cobalt from Black River when I graduated. They used to give away a car every year to one of their graduates. And what they would do is, I graduated in December. They draw out 5 names of all the graduates. And I was the 5th name they drew out. Then, if you graduate in December, you have to come back in May. You come back in May, they draw 5 more names out from the May graduates. Then they put those 10 names together from December and May. They put them in a see-through box. They pull out one name, and my name was the one they pulled out. And what was funny was, I was sitting on the 1st or 2nd row in case I won. I went back for the May graduation. And they started pulling, you can see through the box, they started pulling a name up, it got hung on another name, and she dropped it. She reached back in and picked up a name that obviously was not the first one she picked up, and called out my name. She actually called out Jimmy Harold. I guess she thought Harold was my last name. That's actually my middle name. And yeah, so I won a car. And what was so neat was that they even, at the time we was both going to school, so our income was hardly nothing, so I didn't have to pay any type of income tax on winning it. Because our wages are low enough where we didn't owe any income tax, even if you add the value of the car, which is $15,800, I think it was. But it was on a Friday, and they told me, they said, you can't get the car till Monday. You got to come back Monday and show us proof of insurance. Bring proof of insurance and your driver's license. Which I thought was odd. Why would they need proof of insurance? Well, I'll tell you why. Because the lady in the office took me up to the revenue office here in Pocahontas, and they paid for the sales tax, and they paid for getting it tagged for 1 year. Of course, to do that, you had to have proof of insurance. So I won the car, full tank of gas, no insurance, no income tax due on it, absolutely free. Because normally if you win a $16,000 car, the average person's probably going to owe about, counting sales tax and income tax, $4,000, maybe even $5,000, you know, to the government, which really just sucks. You know, but I was as poor as Job's turkey, so I didn't have to pay all that. But very nice of them. Heading home, it says I got 39.2 miles to go. But I figure it's going to try and wrap me through Walnut Ridge. But I'm going to go to Delaplane, and I'm going up here the way I know will get me home. Turn left here at the light, going by Black River. But it says I got 38.9 miles to go, 50 miles on the guessometer. So maybe I'll have 12 miles when I get there, I'm not sure. I'm averaging 6.9 miles per kilowatt hour. Driven 44.5 miles. Doing 55. I got 43 miles left on the guessometer, and I'm 12.5 miles from Delaplane. I got tired of this stupid GPS. I got tired of it telling me to do a U-turn every 12 seconds. Do a U-turn. Do a U-turn. 40 feet ahead, turn around and do a U-turn, you stupid bastard. Got tired of hearing it. It just kept on insisting I not get home this way. So I wound up pulling over, deleting my route, and punching in Delaplane. And then from there, I'll punch in my house. But I'm 12.1 miles to Delaplane. I'm guessing I'm probably 32, 33 miles from home, maybe 30. 41 miles left on the guessometer, 6.7 miles per kilowatt average.
0.2 miles, turn right on Arkansas 231 Highway South.
Whoops!
Turn right on Arkansas 231 Highway South.
Okay, fine. Now let's see, if I delete this and type in my house, I wonder if it'll try to get me to do a U-turn. Do a U-turn.
After 3 miles.
Shut up, you stupid skank.
Right on Arkansas 90 Highway East.
Now, see what happens when I type in home. Yeah, and I don't want to hear from you people about how unsafe I am. Look at this road. That might as well be the zombie apocalypse and me the only person left. I've slowed down to 45 because I've got 32 miles to go and 37 miles left on the guessometer. Minimum of 31. But the one thing that worries me is I got this big, huge elevation period where I'm thinking the elevation rises about 400 or 500 feet in a matter of 5 or 6 miles. Of course, on the other side, I'll pick up some from Virginia braking.
Turn right on Arkansas 34 Highway North.
But that's the thing about an electric car. You can always adjust your speed. Even if you're, get somewhere and you're thinking, I may not make it home, you can always adjust your speed. Now, you can only do that to a certain point. Like, for instance, if I had 60 miles to go, I'd just be screwed if I couldn't find a place to charge. But if it's going to be close, you can always slow down a little bit if you're on a road like this where you're not going to be bothering anybody. That's why, in a little over 3 months, like June, July, August, September, a little over 4 months, to me, I hadn't even come close to running out. Yeah, I got home once with, I think, 2 miles left. I think it's the lowest I've ever been down to. But even that trip, I wasn't worried because you know, I don't remember for sure, but let's say I was 10 miles from home and it said I had 8 miles left. I knew I'd make it because I know this car is not going to conk out till it gets to 0.
Turn right on Arkansas 34 Highway North.
I can't be absolutely certain, but I'd be shocked if it did. You know, so anyway, cool. This stupid Bringo app is still trying to get me to go to Walnut Ridge. It told me to turn right up here, and then let me clear this. Let me clear this. Ah, bite my butt.
Then turn left.
Okay, clear route. Anyway, and I knew this wasn't the way I came in, so I stopped up here at this church and asked this feller. He's like, man, I don't know the back roads this way, but I brought out Google Maps, which I should have been using anyway. I turned on 34 up here. Thing is, this Bringo app is kind of, I mean, I don't know about it, but it will, you know, with the Chevy Spark, there's a Bringo app, which is like a Google Map type thing, gives you directions, and it'll project it onto your screen. Google Maps will not project onto your screen, but Google Maps is so much better. But hey, it is what it is. If I want it showing up on the screen, I gotta use Bringo. And it works pretty well, actually, if you want to go the way you want to go, or probably if you know how to use it. I probably just don't know how to use it. You know, there's waypoints and stuff. I tried doing waypoints and can't figure it out. But anyway, I'll find my own way home. Thank you very much, Bringo. Screw you. I'll find my own way home. Bite me. Back to Delaplane. I slowed down to 33 because it was getting a little bit too close for comfort for me. Right now it says I have 24.8 miles to go. Turn out where? Dang, right there. Nope, up here. Okay, yeah, 24.8 miles to go. 29 miles left on the guessometer. Now, this type of thing is what is going to make my EV hating cousin just go berserk with laughter and silly, and just tell me how silly I am, or at least say it to himself, probably to me.
21 miles, then bear right.
Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, my EV hating cousin, he loves this kind of stuff because to him it just shows what a goofball I am. But Pocahontas is just a little bit too far for this car. This car has its range, and then it has its range. I'd say 75 miles before you're sitting on the side of the road, but if you really want to push it, you can slow way down, have no HVAC on, and get further. Now, why would you want to do that? Now, just, the reason I did today was just to show that I could. Only reason I did it. Next time I come to Pocahontas, I'll probably bring the ICE vehicle. Because, yeah, this is too much trouble to save $7, $7 to $8. Because it'll cost me less than $1 in this car. It cost me $7 to $8 in the ICE vehicle. But it was something to do. It was interesting to do one time, and I will make it home. 24.1 miles to go, 28 miles on the guessometer. Because if I have to, I'll slow down even further. But right now, it looks like I'll be okay. But I probably won't do it again. But, you know, but I still want a higher range electric car. I don't know when I'll get it. It'll be a while because I'm a poor man, not dirt poor. Like I said earlier, as poor as Job's turkey. That's when I was going to college, you know, later in life. An unconventional student, they called me. But anyway, I'm no longer as poor as Job's turkey. Now I'm just regular poor. So it'll be a while before I get a long-range electric car. I want one. That way going to Pocahontas, I don't have to think about it. It'd be just like you people in your ICE vehicles. Just like my EV hating cousin. He ain't got to worry about going to Pocahontas. He can make it easily in his car. Man, it went down quick. Now I've driven 69 miles. So if this 25 holds true, then that means I can actually go 94 if I want to drive like a goofball. Beautiful farmland. Look at this. I like this. I wish I was going faster, but it's nice. Nice day for a little buggy ride. I'm about to go back up to 30 miles an hour, then I'll take it from there. But I'm gonna go 24 for another couple miles, then adjust it. Now remember, my car isn't like most. Mine has a little bit more battery degradation than most do. Wow, I'm gonna have to pull over. There's a car coming up behind me. Anyway, mine has just a little bit more battery degradation than most do. Most 2015 Sparks with 33,000 miles can get about 10 more miles than I can. Pocahontas would still be at the edge of the limit if I had one of those. But I wouldn't be doing 24 right now. You know, it wouldn't be, you know, so at 10 miles I could use it. But the thing is, I got this car for $9,600. $9,600. Most of them with 30,000 miles were about 10.5, 10.6. I got it from Carvana. There's no way Carvana could have known this one has a little more battery degradation than most. They don't give it that kind of testing. According to a Carvana employee, I asked them why it was so cheap, and they said that for the most part, Carvana always marks their cars up a certain amount. I think he said $2,500. And if they get a lot of cars at auctions, if they get one at an auction cheaper, they'll sell it cheaper. That's why sometimes on their site you can see cars $1,000 or $1,500 less than what they normally are, which seems kind of odd. But yeah, would I pay an extra $1,100 for another 10 miles of range? Nope. I might be dumb enough to drive 24, but I ain't that dumb. Even I'm not that dumb. Update! 22 miles to go on the guessometer, 15.8 miles to home. So I'm still going 24. Hope I have the energy to make it up this hill. 18 miles to go on the guessometer and 12.7 to go till I get home. But so anyway, oh, that's kind of a pain, but I did it. I'm going to make it. I did it once to prove that I could. You know, but it was kind of fun. It was kind of fun, actually, to do one time. I wouldn't have made it if I'd gone the speed limit. There is no way. Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm at the top of the peak. Probably going down now. I got 10.8 miles to go, 16 miles on the guessometer. I'm going to step it up to about 4 dozen, 48. I'm going to live like a badass, like I'm not worried at all. Here soon, anytime now, this radio is going to pop up a message saying, oh, do you want to be a little weenie girl and turn off the radio and the screen to save some energy? But nope, ain't doing it. So, I'll make it. Look at this. Woo! I'm not even scared to do that. All right, 48, here we go. And here soon I'll punch it up to 55. Like some kind of a rebel or something. Okay, this road is too busy to even go 48. I've got to go 55, but it's no big deal. Let me get it set here and I'll give you an update. 12 miles to go on the guessometer. And look here, 7.6 miles to go to the house. Yep, no problem. Easy peasy. See, whoops, I turned on my stereo. See what I tell you, look at that. It's like, you want to be a little sissy girl and save some energy? Hell to the no. Nope, not interested. I just got the charge vehicle soon sign that popped up on my dash. Once so many curves, I would take this off its mount and show it to you. But it just says charge vehicle soon. Next will be reduced propulsion, reduced engine power, something. That's too much. Anyway, 8 miles to go on the guessometer, 4.7 miles to go to the house. I'll be glad to get there. Good God, you know, I left, I don't know for sure, but I think I left just a little bit after 10. We're talking about, if not 3.5 hours, real close to 3.5 hours to drive to Pocahontas and back, which is just ridiculous. You know, 83.8 miles so far. Yeah, kind of sucks. That's alright, that's why I have a nice vehicle for trips like this. There it is, propulsion power is reduced with 7 miles left. You know, the thing is, I'm gonna wind up driving about a dozen miles farther than I thought I was going to, according to the map that PlugShare gave me. I don't know if it was wrong or if I did something wrong. Either one is possible. But I would have made it a lot easier if it truly had been somewhere in the neighborhood of 74. Blah, blah, blah. If it had been somewhere around 74 or 75 miles, I would have made it a lot easier. And maybe wouldn't have had to slow down to 24. Anyway, it is what it is. And I'm almost home. Okay, look. I've used 98% of the battery, 13.4 kilowatt hours. When it left the factory, it's supposed to have an 18.1 usable kilowatt hours. That's quite a bit of degradation. Most people in these cars are getting at least 16, still getting over 17 even with 30,000 miles. You know, so, and mine usually gets over 14, about 14 and a half. You know, so once I still got 2% left. But I don't think it's gonna get to 14 and a half. Mine ranges usually from 13 and a half to closer to 15. More like 14 and a half, I think is the highest I've ever gotten. Average is about 14. You know, so I don't know why. The GM says fast charging does not hurt the battery because it has a temperature controlled battery. It'll start directing cool air to it to cool it off. Because if you charge batteries too fast, they overheat and they don't like that. Well, GM takes care of that in these cars. You know, and most Chevy Spark EVs have very little battery degradation. Mine, for some reason, does. But you have to lose 30% to get a new battery under warranty, and mine's not even close to that. Mine's about 20-21%. You know, and I don't know if it's something the previous owner did or what, but it's kind of odd. Okay, I'm home. 3 miles left. I drove 88.2 miles, the farthest. I'm certain this is the farthest I've ever driven in this car. 6.6 miles per kilowatt hour. 3 miles to go. Hardly nothing left of the battery. 98% of the battery used, 13.5 kilowatt hours. Look at all the, it will never go. This GoPro keeps shutting off because the battery is drained, and I've got it plugged in right now. I guess it's not too happy. But anyway, I only have a couple more things left to say. I mean, this is pretty much it. Yeah, battery's almost depleted. 3 miles left. Let's shut off and see what we got on the way back. 6.6 total. Okay, try again. I drove 88 miles. I could have drove 91. Let's see here. 6.2 on the way back. I drove 44 miles. Try it on my phone. 6.2 miles, 43.92 miles on the way back. Man, that's too far. Next time, you know, I may try this again, but this time go through one at Ridge. Because that's a lot farther than going through one at Ridge. You know, I may want to go through one at Ridge next time just to see. Like I said, I can always plug up my aunt's house if I need to. But it was quite an experience. It was way too far. Instead of being 75 miles, it wound up being... Let's see, how far was it? I know, charge vehicle soon. Shut up. I know, power reduce. Shut up. I know, I'll call you back later. Shut up. 88 miles. Okay. Remember, chicks dig scars and electric cars. I gotta go. Bye.